on Twitter with both athletic departments saying this is a great idea to play, and so the home-and-home series was born because Illinois State, which was 17-1 that year in the league with Wichita State in the league, did not make the big dance. They needed a tougher schedule, and Ole Miss said, we'll be on your schedule. So that's why they played last year. That's why they're playing here tonight. Take a look at the starting fives brought to you by your local Ford dealer or by FordNow.com. Blake Hinson, just a freshman. They're really high on their freshmen, the Rebels are. Devontae Shuler, Terrence Davis, Breon Tyree. An explosive lineup for the Rebels. The Redbirds have Phil Fain, Josh Jefferson in the starting five. William Tinsley, MILIK, YARBROUGH, and Keyshawn Evans. And the opening tip is out of bounds, and it's going to go to Illinois State. The Redbirds in their home whites with red lettering and red trim. The Ole Miss Rebels are in their dark blue jerseys with Ole Miss written across that front and their numbers with some white and red trim. Nice crowd here tonight, too, at Redbird Arena. Kind of a late arriving crowd, and they're fired up for a good matchup.
Good environment, as you said, Kurt. This is going to be fun.
YARBROUGH lost the ball, but Fain comes down with it. First possession of the game. Fain's shot is contested and knocked out.
This game will be one I'm predicting that is not for the feeble-hearted. You better be ready for a physical contest.
First foul of the game is going to go against Ole Miss, and we're going to see Dominic Olejniczak check in. He is the Drake transfer, so the Redbirds are somewhat familiar with him. He played one season in the Missouri Valley Conference in Des Moines and had been really a starter for most of the early part of the season for Ole Miss, but coming off the bench quickly in the first 20 seconds of this game.
Very limited minutes while he was at his freshman season while he was at Drake. Set out a year and then has been on campus at Ole Miss for 2 years, has 1 year of eligibility remaining after this one.
MILIK YARBROUGH coming off a 30-point game Wednesday, knocks down his first shot, and it's a three.
Not a bad start. Build your confidence, get your team on your shoulders.
Superb guard play for Ole Miss. And here's one of those top guards. Shuler, his shot is no good. Olejniczak gets the rebound, and another look for the Rebels. They're hoping to be a better rebounding team, and they're driving to the basket and flipping it in and getting all excited is Terrence Davis.
That's what their three guards do. They attack the rim, sometimes to score, sometimes to set up their teammate. But they are always in the attack mode.
Fain puts it on the floor, drives and scores.
Through a lot of contact, he still had to finesse the finish.
Redbirds in their man-to-man D. This is Tyree, the leading scorer. Fadeaway jumper is going to roll in. Nice touch.
If things go as typical for the Rebels, you'll hear that name a lot.
Yeah, he has scored, averaged 21 points in each of the last 4 games, so he's been filling it up.
And what is it? I read 13 consecutive double-figure scoring games in a row?
Correct.
Wow.
YARBROUGH couldn't complete that one. The Rebels come back. Davis with Tinsley on him behind his screen. His pull-up jumper is no good, knocked out, and the Redbirds control it.
Oh, Jefferson. Ball fake. Good ball fake on a pass to Tinsley in the corner. Defense went for it, stepped back and leisurely shot and made his three.
Kermit Davis didn't like the way this thing is starting for his Rebels, so he calls timeout. Heavily favored Minnesota team, bracket busting like crazy, and in his first year with the Rebels at 5-2 in their first 7 games.
Well, and to go right along with that, during the regular season, while at Middle Tennessee, he had wins against Auburn, Ole Miss, Tennessee, UCLA, and Vanderbilt. He knows what it's like to play big games, big opponents. He knows what it's like to win.
And there's the freshman Blake Hinson knocking down a three. Early in the season, the Rebels were saying he was settling for threes, but now he's added kind of that two-point shot to his repertoire. In the last 2 games, he's had his best 2 games of the season, but he can shoot the three. So can Jefferson, but he misses that one.
Not a bad shot at all. Jefferson was open. I'll let him shoot. He's hot. Let's see if he can continue the string.
Tyree got a screen. Jump shot is no good. It's tapped into the corner and chased down by Keyshawn Evans.
I'm impressed early in the game with the effort and the energy the Redbirds have played with defense and particularly on the boards.
Yeah, both teams have stressed rebounding, and they want their teams to be an improved rebounding team, and so no doubt that's going to be a key here tonight. Fain, the lefty, missed it.
Pretty obvious that the Redbirds want to isolate a lot of two-man game with Yarbrough and Fain, and why not? They've had success, continue it.
Tried to go inside and stolen away. Now the Redbirds are going to bring it in the front court. Keyshawn Evans' rhythm three is missed. He's trying to get his stroke back.
He's trying hard. He's coming off a foot injury, and it just takes forever. Obviously, I believe his confidence has taken a shot, and he just needs to hit a shot like that or two, and he'll get rolling again. But up to this point, it hasn't happened for him.
Inside to Olenicek. His shot contested. The Rebels wanted a foul, no foul.
I think maybe the Redbirds got a break on that one because it looked like he got hammered pretty good on the arm.
Both teams have two players apiece sitting at the scores table ready to check in on the next whistle. Catch and shoot from Tinsley. Pace is slowed down a little bit after those first 3 or 4 possessions.
Since we last saw Olenicek at Drake, his body has changed. He has matured. He's gotten stronger.
Davis from the top of the key knocks that one in, and the Rebels have their first lead of the night. It's a fun guard trio to watch for you. This.
They're athletes, aren't they? You better be on your A game all the time because they're going to pressure you in this half-court zone. They're going to force you into doing right there. Right there. They forced the Redbirds into a three-point shot. Keyshawn Evans answered. The thing I'm happy about when you see a kid like Keyshawn Evans struggle with his shot, he's a shooter. A shooter cannot shy away from taking open shots. And because when you do, you're never going to gain your confidence back.
Hintz has slipped it down to Olenicek, who couldn't finish. Now the Redbirds quickly in the front court. Okay. Evans works baseline all the way down. He can't get it to go. Good defense by the Rebels, but the Redbirds get it back.
Great energy by the Redbirds here.
YARBROUGH takes it to the hole and scores.
Fain should get the assist, but he won't for that. His effort to get a second chance opportunity into the hands of YARBROUGH, that's what made the basket happen.
Great start to this game on both ends. Davis is going to try a three, and that's in.
Wow. Deadly shot right there.
Davis with 7 of his team's 12 points here in the first 7 minutes.
He's halfway to his average. Oh, good cut.
Tinsley hammers it down.
Everybody attracts to YARBROUGH when he has the ball in his hand. If you move without the ball, as we saw Tinsley go backdoor baseline on that cut, YARBROUGH will find you. As we stated earlier, 5th in the league in assists.
Redbirds have a turnover. Jefferson again to Tinsley, blocked from behind, but a foul. It was Terrence Davis trailing the play, but he got too much of William Tinsley. We have our first media timeout. 27 points have already been scored. Illinois State 15, Ole Miss 12. Here on NBC Sports Chicago. What a way to finish. Dan Muller is in his 7th season. He is a former Illinois State player and now in his 7th season at his alma mater. And again, we laughed at the beginning of the broadcast. This is social media night, and it was his prowess on social media that got this game planned. The Redbirds played last year at Ole Miss, and this year hosting the Rebels by his plea a couple of years ago when his 17-1 Missouri Valley Conference co-champion did not get into the NCAA tournament. We'll talk a little bit more about the social media aspects of tonight's game as this one goes on.
Redbirds continue in their man-to-man defense.
This is Stevens working his way in and drawing contact well before the shot. Ray Adowu has checked in the game for Illinois State. He's a freshman and he's guilty of that foul.
That's one thing that's pretty typical freshman post players. They haven't had to learn to move their feet the way they need to at this level.
We're seeing Matt Chastain on the floor for the first time in a couple of games. He's missed the last two with an ankle injury. The Redbirds have been very depleted with their bench, so it's nice to see, again, a player who has not been able to play on the floor. An and one opportunity coming. What a start for Terrence Davis here tonight.
Wow. Young man plays hard. A little floater with a kiss off the back.
Davis coming off a 15-point and 8-rebound game, and he's a guy that, again, can score in a hurry. Zach Copeland also on the floor for the Redbirds. He missed last week's game, or I should say Wednesday night's game, with a knee injury. The Redbirds losing that game at Illinois-Chicago, so Illinois State with two players on the floor right now that have been kind of in the sick bay, or if you will, on the injured list. Here's Jefferson, puts it on the floor, scoop shot, and one, an opportunity for a three-point play.
Right there is something that I know the Redbird staff has been begging Jefferson to do more. As you see on the replay right here, they respect his shot because he's already knocked some down. Now give a quick shot fake, put it two dribbles on the floor, go to the rim, possible three-point play. Expand your arsenal whenever you can.
Jefferson came to campus, and people were talking about his defensive perimeter skills, but he has really been an offensive lift for the Redbirds, who get an offensive rebound trying to make this a three-point possession down on the floor, but we've got a foul on that rebound, and that's going to go against the Redbirds.
I believe that's Zach Copeland on that one, but that's the kind of coach doesn't mind. It was a foul of aggression attempting to get her an offensive board.
11:59 to go in the opening half, and the Redbirds have a three-point lead on Ole Miss here at Redbird Arena. 1,600 schools nationally receive shoes, and Tori Ward, the former Ole Miss and Illinois State assistant coach, who just loved shoes, died tragically in a plane crash a couple of years ago. Part of the reason why this game is happening is because of Tori Ward, and it's his foundation in conjunction with the Shoes That Fit Foundation that made that happen. Special moment. Nice bucket down low by Bruce Stevens.
Beautiful entry pass right there by Tyree. Put it where only his teammate could catch it and finish it.
YARBROUGH immediately draws the double team as soon as he touches it. Open is Evans in the corner. Passed up the shot, and now it's Fain. Backs his way in and scores.
Yeah, that was a manly pair of points right there. He wanted that bucket. I think that's a mismatch the Redbirds may look to exploit it over and over as this game continues.
Really active start for Fain. He's got 4 points and 4 rebounds here in the first 9 minutes.
Well, Kurt, you and I were noticing during the timeout,
Stevens, how about a three ball from the outside?
As fast-paced and as hard-played as this game has been from the onset, Ole Miss has 2 turnovers, and the Redbirds of Illinois State have 0.
Yeah, really,
clean game.
Really well played so far. Chastain with 5 on the shot clock, and there's Illinois State's first turnover as Schuler picked it off.
He needs to look to the rim and shoot that. Wide open at the free throw line area. That'll be a shot that I think in the future he'll look to be taking.
Schuler tries to create, and he hits the little floater, the 6'2 sophomore.
That's just so hard to defend. He's so physical in that shot that you don't know when he's going up with it.
Playing more minutes than anybody in the SEC right now.
33 a game.
Right.
That's a lot of minutes.
Copeland's shot is short, and back come the Rebels. Nice dish, and the finish by Schuler.
Defense creating offense.
And now it's Dan Muller that wants a timeout to kind of stem the tide here. So each team has burned off 30-second timeouts, and don't be surprised. And again, we mentioned at the top of the broadcast, the last time an SEC school came to Normal, Illinois to play a regular season game was Ole Miss in 1978. This is a special night for the fans here in Central Illinois.
So it's safe to say this is the first SEC team in Redbird Arena.
Correct.
Oh,
and there's
goodness.
Will Tinsley.
Again, Jefferson, what a tremendous penetration to attract defense. Tinsley, for the second time, has made a back cut on the baseline and got a flush both times.
They were junior college teammates a couple of years ago. Davis can't get it to go, but there to flip it in is Bruce Stevens. He's had an active opening half.
That young man looks like a tight end out there. He is a horse.
6'8", 250.
And cut. They're in an ounce of flab on him.
Fain's going to try to answer. Worked his way in, fadeaway, but no, he drew contact on Stevens, and Phil Fain's going to get to the free throw line. He's been very aggressive here tonight.
Well, he's got the quickness over Stevens right there. So if he gets the ball and does what he just did right then, make a quick move, go to the rim, draw a foul, that's his attack. How you beat bulk.
Preseason All-Missouri Valley Conference selection to the free throw line. We're going to see Olejniczak come back in the game now for the Rebels. That was Stevens' second foul, so he's going to take a seat on the Ole Miss bench.
Three-quarter court pressure, 1-2-2 by the Redbirds. Easily handled by the Rebels. Just to slow them down, wasn't trying to create turnovers.
Baseline move, hangs, fires, no good. That's the other freshman that the Rebels really love, KJ Buffin. Now quickly back in the front court, Illinois State trying to score in transition, but the Rebels get back on D so quickly. Now it's going to be Tinsley, and he may have stepped on. Nope, there's going to be a whistle underneath, a foul on the Rebels.
Yeah, I believe that's on 14 there.
That's Buffin.
Buffin?
Thought for a moment there that Tinsley lost track of where he was at and may have stepped on the sidelines, but instead it's going to be a foul against the Rebels.
It was away from the ball, down low. Buffin was bumping and pushing with Fain. Got caught.
Catch and shoot now, it's Keyshawn Evans again.
Birds implementing a zone here.
Tyree, his three. Front of the rim, no good. Tipped up and missed and cleared by Yarbrough.
Boy, there's some battles. When that ball goes up off the rim and it's a missed shot, there are some battles in there.
Pass is intercepted, and the Rebels trying to take advantage of the Illinois State turnover. Schuler snapped a pass down. Well done to
Holy
Davis.
Smokes, what a pass. That was a thing of beauty.
Davis, the first player in double figures now with 11 points. He's had a terrific opening half. Yarbrough fadeaway. Boy, when he can hit that shot, he makes it look so easy.
He gets that mid-range 15-footer going. It sets up everything else for him.
18 points and 8.5 rebounds a night for the first team All-Missouri Valley Conference selection. Olejniczak, yes, a little half hook that goes down. That looked pretty. Wow.
He snapped in down there, got open, turned over his left shoulder, up with his right hand, a little baby hook.
Now Evans lost it for a moment. Jefferson. Phil Fain rattled it out. Had a good look, but couldn't get it to go down.
And it was all blue under the rim on that rebound effort right there.
Tyree puts it on the floor and was bumped. So there'll be a foul on the Redbirds, and we have a timeout on the floor. 6:21 to go here, opening half. A very entertaining opening half. Ole Miss leads Illinois State 29-25 here at Redbird Arena. Came out of Matt Hine. 3 Illinois State players fouled out of the game, and yet the Redbirds were still able to hang on for a 101-97 win. The 101 points, the most ever at the Pavilion by a visiting team. The 97 points, the most ever at the Pavilion by Ole Miss. A lot of points scored. We don't expect that many points here tonight, but that was a wild game last year. This is a wildly entertaining start to this one here.
It's a great environment in here. Good crowd. Crowd's into it. Active game, active crowd. It's fun to watch.
Redbirds turned it over with Copeland losing it at the timeline, and the Redbirds are asking why. That was a tipped ball, they believed, but instead that's what Dan Muller is asking for an explanation here. Dan,
it was bounced off of Copeland's leg by the defender. It definitely went off of Copeland, and Coach Muller's yelling, that's a new rule. As long as they touch it, it's not over back.
And Davis from the outside again knocks down the open jumper. A three-pointer give him 14 of his team's 32 points. Isaac Gassman in the game for the first time for Illinois State. Trying to get some quality minutes off that Redbird bench.
Ball movement's not quite as crisp for the Redbirds right now as it had been earlier.
And a steal by the Rebels, and quickly up the floor and scoring in transition again is Davis.
That can't happen. No matter whether you turn the ball over or you make a basket, you can't get beat back and give up a lay-in.
16 points in 15 minutes of action here in the first half for Terrence Davis. Largest lead of the night for the Rebels.
Immediate double team every time Yarbrough touches it.
Tyree with the quick hands nearly came away with the steal. The Redbirds really need some points on a possession here.
They do. They need a good possession, need to get a clean shot and or draw a foul. I tell you, Ole Miss is playing hard.
There's no doubt about that. They're really showing off their athleticism here tonight. Copeland to Gassman down the lane. Couldn't finish. Offensive rebound, though, and one for Phil Fain.
What a half he is having. Fain is a stud horse in that middle right now.
The foul is on Schuler, and an opportunity for Fain to make it a three-point play and get his 9th point of the opening half. A couple of weeks ago, before Illinois State beat BYU, Dan Muller was saying how he really hoped that Phil Fain would step into that rebounding role. His numbers on the glass are down, but boy, probably since that game, he has really played with a new kind of motivation. Having a terrific opening half here tonight. Davis step back, offensive foul they're going to call, though.
He did. He's got his off arm into the chest of Yarbrough, just enough to knock him off balance and make some space so he could make the three.
And so Kermit Davis is going to take him out as he picks up his second foul and bring him to the Rebels bench here. The Redbirds are now in the bonus after that foul, Bob.
I'm sorry, Kirk. The thing you're seeing right here out of Ole Miss and their style, that's what Middle Tennessee did for the last 16 years. Kermit Davis is an outstanding coach.
Gassman keeps that alive for Yarbrough, whose shot rattles out. Good effort by Gassman to keep that thing alive.
It definitely was. Took the words out of my mouth. He gave the Redbirds an opportunity. They couldn't cash in and collect. Redbirds have gotten out of the zone, back to the man. You go under that top screen, let him take the shot. He missed it poorly there, Tyree did.
Quiet first half for Tyree.
Yes, it has been.
He's only taken 4 shots, just 1 out of 4 from the floor for a guy that is averaging 18 a night.
When you got a teammate
yeah.
what he does, so you understand that and let him have his time.
8 on the shot clock now. Evans, pull-up jumper. Nicks the front of the rim, and so now the Rebels are going to come back. 3.5 minutes to go here in this opening half, and Kermit Davis is asking his players to, all right, let's walk this one up. Slow it down.
Kermit Davis has got to be pleased with where they're at on the road. They're playing offense with discipline, getting the ball in the hands of the right people that he wants taking shots.
Schuler in traffic.
And defensively, the Rebels are playing with heart.
Yarbrough, a difficult shot off the window and in.
Well, he never gave the defense a chance to get set. He pushed it up the floor and kissed it off the backboard right there. Good job. A much-needed bucket for the Redbirds.
Offensive foul away from the play. So that'll be another turnover on Ole Miss, and we've got a timeout on the floor with 2:45 to go here in this opening half. Illinois State trails Ole Miss $34-20 by calling 309-438-8000, or you can order online at goredbirds.com.
Kurt, if you don't think it hasn't been a battle in the paint tonight, here's a couple of quick stats. ISU has the slight edge in rebounding of 16-14, and points in the paint for both teams, it's 14 apiece. So don't go in the paint unless you plan on getting bumped, banged, and bruised.
Really fun game to be a part of here. The Dobu shot is no good and cleared. The freshman has come back in, KJ Buffin for the Rebels.
Rebels run a 4-round one.
Tyree, his three is in. It was only going to take a little while before you knew he's going to get another shot down. So his second field goal of the game. He's got 5 points. And the Ole Miss lead is 7. Good move by Zach Copeland to take it to the hole and score.
What an athletic drive right there.
His first points of the night.
Again, attack that rim. Good things happen when you attack the rim.
He's been fighting a knee injury. He missed Wednesday night's game in Chicago. The Redbirds had thought he was going to play. He warmed up. He went to the shoot-around. And there's a backdoor lob and a jam for Dominik Olejniczak.
You don't have to have a very far shooting range when you go up and do that. Perfect pass.
Copeland again missed that game on Wednesday in Chicago and has been fighting this knee injury. He's moving pretty well here, though, tonight. It's good to see him back on the floor.
Ole Miss in the 2-3 zone.
6 to shoot.
Redbirds got to find a crease in that.
Jefferson tries to create, and he's going to draw a foul on Blake Hinson.
Well, that'll draw the ire of the Ole Miss fans on that one, because it did look like Jefferson, as you will see on the replay, jumped into the defender and created the contact. Shooter gets the call.
With just 2 seconds remaining on the shot clock, so the Redbirds needed to make something happen, and they're going to get some free throws out of it.
And I credit Jefferson for doing that. He did what he had to do under the circumstances.
Here's that last look from Copeland. We mentioned his knee looks really good here.
Boy, it does. And that's so athletic. No up and under.
He was considered a top 50 junior college recruit when the Redbirds signed him 2 years ago. Sat out last year, so this is his first year in a Redbird uniform.
And he's had nights where he's looked really, really good, and he's had nights where he just kind of blends in. He's still kind of feeling himself on how he plays with this group. It takes time, and it'll probably be January before he's truly comfortable with his role.
Under a minute to go in the half, and the Redbirds get another turnover.
That was a good defensive sequence for the Redbirds. Nice takeaway right there. Wow, there's some, okay.
There was all kinds of activity underneath the basket away from the ball.
Buffin got caught playing a little defensive back right there on Yarbrough as he made a cut under the rim. Wasn't even looking at the ball, Buffin wasn't, and just face guarded and bumped Yarbrough the whole way through. Yarbrough says, thank you, I'll go to the line and I'll put down a couple free throws. Points are points no matter how you get them.
One freshman out, another one back in. Hinson back in to send Buffin back to the Rebels bench. Yarbrough makes both free throws, and now Keyshawn Evans will re-enter for Illinois State with 31 seconds left in the half.
Coming back from a little bit of a knee tweak You can only, more than, I'm guessing on this part, only play Copeland so many consecutive minutes and feel safe with him on the floor.
1 second differential between the shot clock and the game clock.
It's going to be an ISO, there's no question about it. It's 1-4 flat, 4 in the baseline.
Rebels want the final shot of the half. 6 to shoot. Tyree all the way down, scooped it up, can't go, tipped in. Offensive rebound and tipped home. It was Rodriguez who had just checked into the game, the freshman from LA, tipped it in, and the Rebels get the final points of the opening half.
It's always the secondary shot that hurts you if you don't block out.
A 5-point Redbirds are trying to snap a 2-game losing streak as San Diego State and Illinois Chicago has beaten them in the last 7 days. And both teams bring their starting fives out, so Blake Hinson, Devontae Shuler, Brian Tyree. Actually, Bruce Stevens started the game for the Rebels, and it's going to be Olejniczak that starts the second half for the Rebels, who open the second half with a basketball. Spinning and missing the shot, but it's tipped out, and another opportunity. Shuler goes and gets the loose ball.
I thought Evans could have possibly nabbed that rebound that he put 2 hands on the ball. He went up, tried to get it with 1. Got it jarred loose. And a second chance point to come back and bites the Birds right there.
Davis picking up where he left off in the opening half. 16-point first half, and he scores the first points of the second half. The Redbirds have Keyshawn Evans, Phil Fain, Josh Jefferson, William Tinsley, and MILIK YARBROUGH on the floor. This is Fain. Underneath, flipped it up, but got the whistle.
Doing what he does best, utilizing his athleticism and especially the quickness against the opposing big man.
Get another look here at his move on the baseline. We should tell you that Kelly Self, Antonio Petty, and Brett Smith are the 3 officials working tonight's game here in Normal, and Fain is back to the free throw line. The Redbirds were very good in the first half, 7 of 10 from the line.
Very good is that Phil Fain shooting the bulk of their free throws. Phil Fain has worked so hard in the offseason. This has been documented by the coaching staff, and Phil himself will tell you how he worked at it, and it's paying off.
A much better free throw. He's 18% better this year than he was a year ago. A much better free throw shooter. Hinson had a mismatch on Evans and then just stepped back and knocked down the jumper and smiles as he backpedals to play some D.
Well, he not only smiled, he had a few words to Evans on that. They were chattering. There was some smack being talked.
Coming off his career best 17-point game. Now Evans going to try to Tyree one-on-one against Jefferson, flipped it up, can't get it to go. Good defense by Illinois State, and the Redbirds are going to get it back. Redbirds have made life difficult on Tyree. 2 of 7 from the floor for the Rebels' leading scorer. And if his name sounds familiar, his cousin David Tyree was, yes, that wide receiver from the New York Giants that made that key catch in the Super Bowl a couple of years ago, helped the Giants win that game. YARBROUGH spins. He wouldn't get that one to go down, though.
Did everything right except get it to fall through.
And we got a whistle against the Rebels, an illegal screen, it looks like.
No question on that one. You've got to come set. Your feet can't be any wider than your shoulders. And everybody should know it by now. Whether they're far enough along into the season that you need to know what a legal screen is.
Olejniczak with his 3rd foul goes to the bench. I believe all 3 of his fouls have been away from play. Evans the lob to Fain, but they couldn't quite connect it. Lob pass may have been tipped as well.
I think it was. You got to get it up over the defense.
And back in transition, there's Brian Tyree. Just when you say that he's struggling a little bit from the field, he knocks down a big 3. Timeout Illinois State. An 11-point Ole Miss lead here at redbirdarena.com/fans. Ole Miss has run out to an 11-point lead now, 48-37. They've really taken it to the Redbirds here in the opening moments of the second half.
Well, the one thing about a Kermit Davis coach team is they play hard. And they don't play hard for 30 minutes or 35 minutes. They play hard for 40 minutes. And if you don't equal that intensity, they're going to take advantage of it. And that's what's happened in this opening few minutes of the second half.
Each team turns it over on that possession, though.
Took the penetrating dribble just a bit too far off of transition right there and got buried.
The Redbirds are the #1 team in the league in the Missouri Valley in protecting the basketball. Only 12 turnovers a game, but they're really being tested by the athleticism here of the Rebels. There's Jefferson. He's going to get to the free throw line.
Again, attacking the rim off the dribble. I like seeing that by Jefferson. If they're going to take away his outside shot by getting up in him, then that's what he needs to do. As you see right there in the replay, he's good at getting to the rim.
Number 11, Josh Jefferson, at the line for the Redbirds for.
Well, he scored 17 points in his first game wearing a Redbird uniform and has really just fit right in. We often talk about the transition period that it takes for junior college players to make, and you even mentioned it earlier that Zach Copeland is in that transition phase, as they all are, really. But he has really just been probably the one to acclimate the quickest.
I would agree. And it was kind of out of necessity. They needed him in the lineup, and he's come through. He's been a prolific shooter and has gotten better defensively as time has gone on, and ball handling has been there. I mean, he has really stood out and quickly acclimated to what the coaches wanted his role to be.
Stevens in traffic, flipped it up, and then tipped in his own miss.
Man, that's a grown man right there. What a horse.
Copeland works baseline and flips it out. Open is Tinsley for three. YARBROUGH tried to tip it and keep it alive, but here come the Rebels. Tyree in the front court. Gives it up, and scooping it in is Schuler.
Boy, they just continuously attack. They're athletic, and they know how to use their athleticism. They have good basketball knowledge.
The Rebels have outscored Illinois State 11-2 here in the second half. Good answer for YARBROUGH.
He jab stepped a couple times, got the defender to take a back step. When he did, it provided room. Boom, knocked it down. A much-needed bucket once again for the Redbirds.
14 points for YARBROUGh, who averages 18 a game.
Redbirds go to zone, try to possibly take away a little bit of that dribble penetration.
Quick hands from Jefferson, nearly came away with the steal, but the Rebels will have it when we come back. Timeout on the floor. Ole Miss 52, Illinois State 41. Opening moments here in the second half at Redbird Arena in Normal, Illinois. Jackson against Southeast Louisiana, then Chattanooga, Middle Tennessee State, and Florida Gulf Coast before opening the SEC season at Vanderbilt on the 5th of January. Of course, Florida Gulf Coast, their last non-conference game was the game that Illinois State opened the season against with a victory here at home. Redbird's going to stay in that zone. Tyree is open, and that's how you beat a zone.
Miscommunication defensively, and then one pass and open shooter. Tyree knocks it down. They know what to do with it when they're open.
14th straight game, give him 11. There's Fain, and the ball knocked out of his hands. And it's going to be Gassman for three. That worked out well for the Redbirds.
Coaching staff wants ISU players there they go, to extend the defense. A little slow getting there.
Fourth three-point make of the season for Isaac Gassman. Came at a good time. Redbirds needed something. Hinson the pump fake. He lost it, but there's going to be a foul on the Redbirds.
Did a good job, Ole Miss did, of getting the ball into the heart of that zone and making the players collapse on it. You see here in the replay, the collapse came a little too rough, and that knocked over Mr. Stevens.
Tyree's got the hot hand, but that one he missed. Back, and they've got numbers if they want it.
ISU's going to right now to get back into this game, put some game pressure on the Rebels.
Jefferson the miss, and cleared by Ole Miss. Eight to shoot. Schuler going to try to create, penetrate, and the Redbirds come away with a steal. It's Copeland.
They got away with a foul on that.
He tipped it out, but with the shot clock winding down, it had to be a kind of a bailout three. Ball is still on the floor and dug out by Isaac Gassman.
Some wild action right there.
Copeland to feign in traffic is fouled.
What a neat pass right there by Zach Copeland to get it to feign in a scoring scenario. See the pass right there, split two defenders and caught Fain right in stride so that he didn't commit a charge.
Free throw line shooting 2 shots.
The Ole Miss guards are so quick and so athletic that if you let up your intensity at any point in time, they take advantage of it.
Yeah, you can't blink.
No, they play hard. They play well together. They're not selfish in any way, shape, or form. They're well coached.
You see Schuler leave the game now. And Fain's second free throw rolls off.
2-2-1 full three-quarter court for the Redbirds. Trying to eat up a little clock. Under 20 before they can get into their zone offense. Oh,
nice
goodness.
Back door, and it's flipped
goodness.
in. That's Stevens. Got a nifty pass that made it happen.
Once again, once that first pass is made into the middle of the zone, it makes that zone, everybody in the bottom line takes a step forward. That allows a backdoor cut.
Gassman a three. He's got a couple of them here in the half.
It's a repeat of a year ago. He's one of them that got hot down in Oxford last year. First time in a while the Redbirds have been under 10.
Davis drew contact before the shot. And now Odowu and Keyshawn Evans are going to re-enter and send Jefferson and Fain to the Redbird bench.
Having a bench available tonight is really important because of the pace of the game. And if you don't have players that are mentally into it and physically capable, you know, you got Illinois State has some players coming back from injuries. You really got to you got to go 8-9 deep in a game like this.
Yeah, Copeland and Chastain playing tonight for Illinois State. Dan Miller did not have them to put in the lineup on Wednesday. The Redbirds trying to carve into this 9-point lead of Ole Miss. Copeland's three is in.
Good read right there. He set him up with a quick dribble towards the rim. Step back, let her fly.
Big bucket for Copeland, his first three-point make of the night, and the Redbirds are within 6. Timeout Ole Miss. .12:09 to go. 57-51, Ole Miss, a 6-point lead here at Illinois State. A couple of games on Illinois State's non-conference schedule, a home game against Cleveland State, a road game at USF at Central Florida before Valley play begins at Valpo, at home against Evansville, and home against Northern Iowa. So the Valley season is right around the corner for the Redbirds. That's why this would be a really nice win for Illinois State to kind of get some momentum here. Going to be free throws coming now.
Hard fall.
Yeah, very difficult fall for Stevens. Let's see if he gets up from that. The bench. Rebounding has been really a bugaboo, and Kermit Davis has been public in saying that his team needs to rebound the basketball better. He's expecting some of his post players to step it up on the offensive and defensive glass, especially the offensive glass, because here you've got a freshman, first-year player leading your team in rebounding off the bench.
Well, whatever he said before tonight's game must have worked, because they're leading in that department 25-19.
Now the substitution for the Redbirds, number 10, Phil Fain.
And so there goes Adowa with his 3 fouls to the Fain comes back in. Buffin makes both the free throws.
Calmly sinks him.
12 minutes left in this one.
Old Miss lines up in a 2-3 zone. We're in a little matchup out of this, I would presume.
Yarbrough to Evans. His 3 is missed, and the long rebound comes out to Tyree. Quickly back up the floor, all the way down and scored, and the 1 foul.
Right into transition. That's what, at the beginning of the game, when I was talking about why he was so valuable to this team, that's what he gets defensive rebounds and immediately turns it into transition situations. And this time it happened to be an and 1.
Well, our stats monitor says that Illinois State has no fast break points tonight, and that will be the 11th. They've got 11 points, the Rebels do, off fast breaks, and what do you know, it's an 11-point spread.
You have to create turnovers or get rebounds.
Terrific pass from Yarbrough down to Glassman's giving Illinois State a nice lift here in the second half.
He most certainly has. He most certainly has. A pair of threes and that baseline cut right there for a lay-in. When ISU's got the ball into the middle of their Ole Miss zone, that back cut has been available. A couple of times to Tinsley, that time to Gassman.
Gassman trying to keep that missed shot alive, but he's just giving up too much size right now to Olejniczak.
The only chance you have if you're Gassman in that matchup is to get inside position and hope they call it over the back.
Shot missed by Buffin and cleared by Fain. And now the Redbirds come back, chasing this one by 9. Yarbrough snaps a pass underneath the Fain. Good move.
Once again, the distributor is Yarbrough. You get him the ball at the free throw line area, it sucks that back line of the zone up towards the ball, frees up people down low. That time it was Fain.
13-point effort now for Phil Fain. Solid night. Shot blocked. Yarbrough went out and he took it right out of the hands of Tyree, who tried to pump a 3 in from the corner, and the Redbirds are going to get the basketball back.
Great individual effort by Tyree to try to save the ball and keep it for Ole Miss. But also, what a great block by Yarbrough defensively. Boy, this is a fun game. Effort on both ends. Each team is playing hard.
Really well played college basketball game here tonight. It's been a pleasure to be a part of it. 10 minutes left in it. 62-55 right now in favor of Ole Miss. Yarbrough works the baseline. He drew contact, and that one was taken out of his hands. Davis back in transition all the way down. And we've got a whistle and a foul on the Redbirds. Fans wanted a travel violation, but the officials said there was contact from William Tinsley beforehand.
Well, I actually think what Coach Muller's questioning is, if my man goes baseline, draws 2 defenders and no foul, on the other end, similar scenario. And there is a foul. Now, I'm not reffing. But I'm just telling you what Coach Muller's question to the officials are.
Davis with a 16-point opening half. Hasn't been quite as prolific in scoring here in the second half, but he can be at the 20-point mark with a make here. 20-point game right now for Terrence Davis.
But again, they play so well together in the second half. Bree and Tyree has picked up the slack in the second half and done the bulk of the scoring.
Jefferson, open 3. Redbirds ran a nice play for him. He had a good look.
He did. That was a good set called by the staff right there. ISU sticking with this zone.
Kick out to Schuler. Extra pass to Brian. Tried to flip it down in traffic, and the big man came up with it, and a three-point opportunity for the 7-footer. Olejniczak.
Oh, he muscled that one up and through contact. We'll see here on replay. Kind of mishandles it and then gets slapped on his way up and then flexes. Proud of the time he spent in the weight room.
Yeah, look at that. 7 feet, 260-pound body. This guy spent a good chunk of the summer with the Polish national team qualifying for the FIBA World Cup, so had some really good competition in the summertime. His game has really improved since the last time the Redbirds saw him when he was a Missouri Valley Conference player at Drake, no doubt about that.
Completely different player at this stage.
7 points and 4 rebounds tonight for him. Again, the Redbirds could really use a bucket here. Copeland's pull-up is in.
Good ball movement that time by the Birds. Fane passed out of the double team. They reversed the ball and got it to where Copeland could take his man one-on-one and score. Good ball movement also by the Rebels of Ole Miss. They do a great job of moving the ball.
5 on the shot clock. Tyree goes to the corner. Hinson for 3, missed it. Another offensive rebound, but it's stripped, and the Redbirds come away with it. YARBROUGH for 3. That's in.
Book it. Once again, good ball movement. Gaston found YARBROUGH with the defender too far away from him. Knocked it down.
6th field goal tonight for MILIK YARBROUGH. Give him 17 points, and the Redbirds are back within 7. Davis lost the dribble. He's in trouble. Gave it up, though. Olejniczak fadeaway rolls in.
Not certain that's how the offense is supposed to run for Ole Miss, with Olejniczak taking 12-footers. But it worked.
He averages 5 a night. He's got 9 here this evening. What a performance he's given the Rebels.
He's been a big lift for him, actually. You're right.
YARBROUgh's going to go one-on-one, draw contact. The foul's going to go on Davis, and we have a media timeout. 7 minutes, 11 seconds to play here. Ole Miss 69, Illinois State 60. MILIK YARBROUGh with a jumper here. He's got 17 points here tonight. And on Doug Collins' court, it's Ole Miss 69 at Illinois State 60. And Stevens is back in the game now after he's been stitched up, evidently.
Found a good cut man over there.
Copeland and Evans just kind of miscommunicated there. Neither of them wanted to shoot that 3. Evans took that extra dribble to try and free up a 3 ball. But instead the Redbirds turn it over.
Not the type of turnover you need when you're down 9 with 7 minutes to go and give up a... Oh, goodness. He missed it.
So close to completing that lob to Buffin, but the Redbirds come back with it now.
Freshmen will be freshmen.
YARBROUGh with Buffin on him. Now he's triple teamed. 3 of the Rebels came out at MILIK YARBROUGh. That certainly leaves somebody open, but they rotated nicely to cover it. 5 on the shot clock. Evans penetrates, flipped it up, can't get it, tipped up. Ball is still alive. It's Fane who comes down with it. He's stripped out of bounds, and so the Redbirds will maintain possession.
Well, Fane's fighting hard in there. There were three blue jerseys and 1 white one, and Fane came out with it. Buffin has done a nice job defending YARBROUGh tonight. He's really made life miserable for MILIK.
And now he just drew an offensive foul on Fane.
He's got a bright future.
And that's the 4th foul on Fain. Yeah, Buffin's stat line may not wow you if you just look at points, but you're right. I think defensively and what he's done on the certainly on the end of guarding the Redbirds has really boded well here.
And he's a freshman. He's still learning. Oh, I think he just got away with the travel there.
Couldn't finish. Yeah, fans were waiting for a whistle, and it didn't happen. Now Yarbrough back in the front court. He goes one-on-one and snapped the pass again down to Gassman, who flipped it up. He was a little too far into the rim, but he got it back. He shot it up again, knocked out of bounds to the Redbirds.
When he gets down there in that situation, you'd like to see a little shot fake. Get the defender up in the air maybe, and then take that shot up, draw the foul, because he's an outstanding free throw shooter.
So Stevens leaves the game. Olenicek comes back in for the Rebels. 5.5 minutes to go in this one.
When he gets down there in that situation, you'd like to see a little shot fake. Get the defender up in the air maybe, and then take that shot up, draw the foul, because he's an outstanding free throw shooter.
So Stevens leaves the game. Olenicek comes back in for the Rebels. 5.5 minutes to go in this one. Yarbrough spins. Couldn't get it to go.
Boy, you just don't get many second chance rebounds against this Ole Miss team. I know it's been problematic for them throughout their season so far, but tonight they are really crashing the boards hard.
Buffin's pass is deflected, but he got it right back and laid it in. Gassman got his hand on the pass, but it went right back to Buffin.
Buffin is stepping up his play here in the last few minutes on both ends.
Yeah, 4 points and 5 boards in his 18 minutes of action. Ball is on the floor, and it's a turnover. Ole Miss comes away with it. It's Schuler, and he's glad to bring it back out and wait for his teammates to join him in the front court.
Well, at this point in time, with an 11-point lead, if they don't have a definite fast break transitional scenario, they're going to bring it out and run a little clock.
Schuler missed the 3, long rebound to Jefferson. Copeland in traffic, he got it to Fain, but Phil Fain couldn't finish, and a travel violation against Ole Miss, so the Redbirds are going to get it right back.
Redbirds got a break there, I think. Phil Fain almost fouled out of the ball game, but instead they called a travel.
Here's the sequence. Fain underneath, and a travel on Buffin. Well, the officials here in the last couple of minutes have let them play. Fain on Olenicek. Pump fake, spinning, and Olenicek with really good defense comes down with it. And we got a technical foul, and if that's on Fain, that's going to be his 5th.
And it appears as if it is. No. I take it back.
In fact, it's on Olenicek.
It's on Olenicek.
He pointed in the direction of Fain.
After making that exceptionally good, we'll see the replay here. Olenicek makes a really good block, does everything well. And I don't know what he said walking up the lane right there, but it must have been the magic words.
Well, if you looked obviously at the reaction of Tyree, he heard it too.
Yes, he did, because he went right to Olenicek and wasn't happy with him. Talk about
what a turn of events.
Yes, a real could be a momentum changer. I mean, Ole Miss had the ball after creating a turnover situation from the Redbirds. They get the ball, they're going down floor. Then Olenicek gets a technical, gives ISU 2 free throws. Now, if ISU can get a stop here, they're back in the ball game.
Redbirds haven't had a field goal in about 4 minutes. Their points have come from the free throw line, so to say that they need a bucket here would be an understatement the next time they get a crack at it. Gassman with a near steal, but Tyree came away with it. Yeah, he was about 6 inches away from a pick six, as we like to say in football. That could have been a dunk on the other end. And now we've got a collision, and that's going to be an illegal screen on Buffin.
No question.
Kermit Davis has walked down the floor. He's not crazy at all about that call. 3:50 to go. 71-62. Ole Miss leads the Redbirds here at ISU. He also won a Conference USA Coach of the Year.
He wins Coach of the Year awards like most people take vitamins. He just has them all over the place.
Quite a resume, and certainly excited to be in his home state coaching the Rebels, and his team has a 71-62 advantage here with under 4 minutes to play at Illinois State. Yarbrough tried to find Gassman and was knocked out of bounds by Tyree. Yarbrough behind a screen from Fain. Fain tried to keep that loose ball alive, and he did, and it's going to go out of bounds to the Redbirds.
You're right. That was just extra effort from Phil Fain that created that turnover.
The Redbirds were fortunate that a couple of Ole Miss players collapsed. Just really great effort. Everybody on the floor going for that loose ball. Again, the Redbirds are without a field goal for the last 4.5 minutes. Fain is fouled by Stevens. Back to the free throw line.
Boy, Fain does not shy away from whomever's guarding him in challenging on taking them to the rim.
Well, I think certainly he has been challenged by the coaching staff in the last 10 days or so, because when it was again brought up the week of the BYU game, you know, why are his rebounding numbers down and this and that? He's really been a different player.
He has responded.
Davis is going to take it right to Fain, and a travel.
That's 3 consecutive turnovers on the last 3 possessions for Ole Miss. Now ISU's got to capitalize.
Ole Miss has now gone better than 2 minutes without scoring. The defenses are clamping down. Copeland for 3. Again kept alive by the Redbirds. Again Copeland.
Boy, Phil Fain is just getting knocked around inside, trying to chase down rebounds. Ole Miss is athletic and wants the ball. They're satisfied here to just eat some clock again.
Rebels have a 35-29 edge in the rebounding column here.
Now, I will say this. The one thing that got them this lead was not being patient. It was being aggressive. And
Jefferson to Gassman in transition, but he can't finish. He had a hard time getting that ball into a shooting position where he tried to flip it in.
That would have been huge. 2-minute mark. Again, has Ole Miss pulled it out a little early, lost their momentum offensively. It only hurts them if ISU can take advantage of it.
Yeah, the Redbirds have forced 4 turnovers in the last 3 minutes from the Rebels. A long rebound off the missed shot comes out to Illinois State. Now Jefferson quickly in the front court. Now it's Gassman, again trying to create something. He couldn't get it to go down, but his offensive rebound comes out now to Jefferson. His open 3 is finally in, and the Redbirds break a scoring drought of better than 4 minutes. A field goal drought of better than 4 minutes, I should say.
That was a big make right there for the Redbirds. Ole Miss has kind of lost a little bit of their mojo on offense. They were getting a ball inside, whether it be off a dribble penetration or passes. They haven't gone to that. They've set back out, tried to eat a little clock, and then jacked up some threes that have been contested and not got the rebounds.
Now it's going to be a long pass down the floor and another turnover. Now it's Jefferson. His three is missed. And a foul in the backcourt. Now they tried to throw the home run ball down the floor, and it backfired momentarily, but Tyree's going to get an opportunity to make points from the free throw line.
Jefferson was obviously feeling it right then in that transitional situation, but sure would have been kind of nice to maybe have seen what Yarbrough or Fane could have done had they got a touch out of that turnover.
Tyree is a superb free throw shooter at 81%, 35 of 43 coming into the game.
Well, as you stated earlier, Kirk, they're the #1 free throw shooting team in the Southeast Conference and 11th nationally.
That will win you ball games in crunch time for sure.
Well, and they have struggled the last 5-6 possessions, so to be able to go to the free throw line and not have to run your offense, that's a bonus.
After not making a foul shot, only having one foul shot in the first half, they're now 8 out of 9 here in the second half from the line. Copeland splits the D, hangs, fires, difficult shot, and he scores. The Redbirds only have one timeout remaining. Under a minute to play now.
They've got to make this a mad scramble.
And there's going to be a foul on Copeland. Tyree appeared to be kind of losing his balance, but the bump there at the timeline was the difference.
That will not be a favorite call by to the home fans. Because you're right, it looked, as you see on replay, it appeared as if he just lost his balance.
And back to the free throw line goes Tyree. He is perfect tonight, 3 out of 3 from the foul stripe. He's now 5 out of 5 from the free throw line, and Tyree has had really the tale of two halves.
Yes, he has.
First half just 2 out of 6 for 5 points. Much more productive here in the second half, and a traveling violation, so the Redbirds are going to maintain possession. He's got 18 points, so a 13-point second half now for Tyree. Fane to Gassman, and it's out of bounds to Illinois State. The Rebels doing a nice job of denying that inbounds pass to what would have been Illinois State's top shooters, which is why Gassman, who was in the corner, had to rotate out. Yarbrough double teamed as soon as he touches it. Now it's Copeland, and he's double teamed.
Get a shot up, fellas. They got to get a shot up.
And there's Gassman. A little floater in the lane is good, and Dan Muller will use his final timeout with 32.3 to go.
Good job both ways right there. Defense was all over the ball, making life miserable for whomever had it.
Tonight, so the Redbirds are getting a lot of bonus points from Gassman here off that Illinois State bench. Again, you see the numbers for the sophomore from nearby Ottawa, Illinois. All right, full court pressure again applied by Illinois State. Yarbrough's going to guard the inbounds, triggered by Davis. The Rebels do a nice job of killing some of the clock in the backcourt. Ball knocked out of bounds by Copeland.
Now remember, it doesn't restart. The 10-second count continues. Once that clock hits 20, the shot clock hits 20, and this is going to...
Yeah, Tyree got free, and he jammed it down, and that's going to do it. He got behind the secondary, if you will, and there's a bucket there by YARBROUGH with 18 seconds to go. Hey, but the pass is thrown away, and so Illinois State's going to get it back.
Never say die.
You don't want to speak too soon.
2 3-pointers.
Yeah. Boy, it sure looked like that was going to be the nail in the coffin, that dunk, but with YARBROUGh coming back so quickly and scoring, Redbirds are going to need a catch and shoot here.
They have to shoot.
Now it's Copeland, difficult three, missed it, tipped out of bounds, or no, saved by the Rebels, and now a foul. It was Tyree again that came up with it. Tyree has really owned these last couple of minutes here for the Rebels. He wants the ball in his hands. He wants to be the one that walks down and shoots the free throws.
He's the leader, and his teammates know it.
It's a two-shot situation. Number 4, Brian Tyree is at the line.
They have played well, for the most part, they have played well with the lead. They've protected the ball. They had a stretch there where they didn't really get as good a looks maybe as they wanted, trying to run some time off the clock, but yet they never relinquished the lead. ISU's not going to win this game, but it hasn't been due to a lack of effort. This has been a quality basketball game, and they will be a better basketball team because of this.
I agree with you. Corner three is in from Jefferson with 4 seconds remaining, and a quick foul on the inbounds. Copeland fouled Devontae Schuler, who will be forced to come down and shoot some free throws. Now, because of a local promotion, they're going to get some free wings here, which is why this... All right, they'll play the final 3.4 seconds here without the benefit of the overhead scoreboard clock, which, again, has evidently malfunctioned. And we've got free throws on the other end for Devontae Schuler. 5 brothers and 2 sisters. You wouldn't want to be late to dinner in that family.
Holy
you
smokes, no.
might not get dinner, but...
That's why he's so quick.
Yeah.
You want that second chicken leg, you better be quick.
And the Rebels are doing it from the free throw line as they do it all year long. 13 out of 14 from the line. Make it 14 of 15. That will help this team all year round. They shoot the free throws that well. Copeland's shot came after the horn, and so your final score is 77-71 in favor of the Rebels of Ole Miss. Today's player of the game is brought to you by Advocate Healthcare. Tomorrow starts today.